Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am at Ban Rak Thai, which basically means Village Love Thai. And this is close to the border of Myanmar. And when I mean close to the border, it's less than 1 kilometer to the border of Myanmar, Burma, whatever you want to call it. Now before I show you around this place, I got a story to tell you. And this absolutely blows me away. So, yesterday I was on my way, I took my dirt bike and I was on my way to a cut-in village to meet up with a friend of mine named Boon Chu, and then we were going to leave from there the next day, which is today, and come here to Ban Rak Thai. Well, when I left, I had one backpack on my back, and I had another one on my front because I needed more room. I was bringing some things for Boon Chu to have, so I needed more than one backpack. I had my phone on the front of the motorcycle and I was ready to go. So I said bye to the wife, got on the dirt bike, start taking off. At first, you know, I'd go through the city streets and the city starts getting less and less. Then you get to the windy back roads. To eventually you're out in the country in the middle of nowhere, which is where Boon Chu lives. It's about 2.5 hours away from Chiang Mai, straight into the mountains. So anyway, as I'm going down the road, I'm following my GPS and everything's going good. My my phone is mounted on the front of the motorcycle, no problem. Well, I was in the middle of nowhere following my GPS, and I realized that my phone is no longer there. That pack I had on my front pushed the phone off of the holder, and it obviously fell off and went on the street somewhere. So I turned around and went after it thinking, okay, I saw it about 15 minutes ago, now I don't see it, so it's somewhere within the last 15 minutes. So I drove back and forth, couldn't find it. Guess what? That's the end of my phone. Figured that was it. This is an iPhone 11. It's not the newest, but it's still an iPhone. Figured that was it. So I go out to Boon Chu's house. This is where it gets crazy. And he barely has a cell signal out there where he lives, but I was able to get in touch with my wife. And we both did the find my phone. Well, we saw the phone, but it was at a gas station in an area that it was at a gas station in an area that I didn't even go to because I actually know where this gas station is at. So, Boon Chu, I told him where the phone was, and lo and behold, Boon Chu knows the owner of this gas station and has his phone number. So he calls up that guy and tells him what's going on. But we look and the signal had changed. Now the phone was at a phone store in the middle of nowhere, which, I mean, that's pretty scary. I'm sure you can figure out why they found an iPhone and they're already at a phone store. They were either seeing how much it was worth or trying to sell it or both. So that signal was there at the phone store for a while. Well, the owner of the gas station went over to the phone place to look for it, and the guy in there said there were 3 guys there. Well, the guy who owned the gas station remembered filling up the tank for 3 Thai men. This is in a cut-in village. So he remembered 3 guys. Well, he has, what is it, CCV or CCT? Anyway, he's got the closed caption television or video, whichever one it is. And he looked back and he saw the 3 guys riding the motorbikes, and he could also see their license plate. Big deal, right? I mean, in the US, you see somebody's license plate, doesn't mean you can instantly get in touch with them unless you live in Thailand. Apparently, if you get the tag number, you can find out the phone number that it goes to. So the guy at the gas station gets the number to 1, the only motorcycle he could see the back of, and called that phone number. And that guy admitted that yes, they did find the phone, but it wasn't him that has it. So next thing is we get that guy gives us the phone number to the guy who does have it. And the guy said, "Oh yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I'll give it back to you." Well, the next time we talked to him, that story changed. It's now, get this, somebody came, the phone company came and got the phone because they realized it was lost, and they paid me 800 baht for it. You know, that's not true. And anyway, so we kept looking to see what was going on with Find My Phone, you know, the Apple service where you can track where your phone's at. And we could see it was moving again. The other guy that we talked to that gave us this guy's phone number who had the phone, I guess somehow it got brought up that the guy lived in Lamphun. It's a city about an hour north of Chiang Mai. So anyway, we got back in touch with this guy and we called his bluff and said, "We know you still have the phone," but he still wasn't willing to give it up because I guess he figured he could get more money for it versus doing the right thing and giving it back. And yes, we did offer money to bring it back. So then Boon Chu had to call the police. The police were called. They looked into the matter, and Boon Chu got this guy on the phone again and told him about the police action. Well, then everything changed. Then all of a sudden he had the phone again and he's willing to give it back. And then I threw in, "Hey, we'll pay you 1,000 baht to bring it over and drop it off," which is supposed to go down tomorrow. And anyway, hung up the phone. Then we called my phone and that guy did answer it back. We just wanted to verify that everything was legit and he really did have my phone. Now, I'm sure the phone's not in great shape. It fell off the motorcycle and bounced somewhere. Who knows what it looks like, but I know it works and it still has 47% charge on it. I just checked it before I started this video. But the fact that I could drop a phone in the middle of nowhere and we figured out who it was absolutely blows my mind, which says if you're going to do a crime or something in that nature, don't do it near the cut-ins because they will hunt you down. Not that this is necessarily, it wasn't a crime because I lost the phone and they picked up a phone I lost. It wasn't a crime until they wouldn't give it back. Then it's a crime. So this is what I would call the main street of Ban Rak Thai. As you can see, they got a gorgeous restaurant up on the top level. Everything here is done in Chinese decoration. And if I read right on the internet, I believe this area was founded by Chinese immigrants. So that all makes sense. What they do here is they have tea plantations. And we were going to go to the tea plantation today, but they were closed at 5 and we missed it by about 10 minutes. They have gift stores on the bottom level here. On the top level is a restaurant. Now I wanted to go eat at this restaurant, but they sell set items. In other words, if you go in there, it's one of those things where you're going to get a 3-course meal and basically you don't have much choice as to what you get. And I saw a lot of fish, so we kind of avoided that place and ate at a little tiny place that I enjoyed immensely. And we had some traditional Thai dishes. We had a friend underneath the table, a dog, who was hoping we would drop something, and yes, secret, maybe I did drop something for him. And then we had something I haven't had before, something called roti, R-O-T-I, which is dessert. It's a dessert. I don't know exactly how to describe it other than it looks like a tortilla, and it puffs up whenever it is boiled, and then they put an egg on it, or it's kind of cooked into it, and then they put icing on it, and it's absolutely fantastic. Other than the tea plantation, there's these little coffee and tea houses all up and down the street, as well as candy stores and cookies and other things that I'm not exactly sure what they are that they sell here. There are a few foreigners here. I actually didn't expect to see any, but lo and behold, they are here. I saw them in some of the coffee shops. And here is some of the tea, by the way, as I'm heading up and about to get out of breath. This is some of the tea that they have at the very top. This is the beautiful place. If you look up Ban Rak Thai, this is the place they always show pictures of. Let me see if I can get you a shot here. So as you can see, these little homes look like a Chinese design, and it overlooks the beautiful lake. Now in the evening, the sun is setting behind this place. In the morning, you would have a view of the sunrise. Just in case you're wondering, the hotel I'm staying at, I could see it over there. It's a white 2-story building on the other side of the lake. Why didn't I stay at this pretty place? Well, it's like twice the expense of the one I'm at, and from that side, looking this way is more beautiful than looking from this way, that way, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I'm on the very top of that hotel that's right here by the tea plantation, and this is the very tip top. Here's a good view. This is what you'll see online when you look this place up. These beautiful little villas, little rooms that you can rent, and you can see they're right in the midst of all the tea everywhere. Okay, over here is the view looking back the other way. We're just a little bit higher up than we were before. Gorgeous place. This is what it looks like if you look straight down. And anyways, sleepy little town. It's really small. You can walk around this lake, I'd say in 10 minutes, because I've already done it twice. So in about 10 minutes, and you're surrounded by mountains. There is a great cell signal here. If you do happen to come here, there are 3 towers right there, and the cell signal is amazing. Now, yes, I don't have my phone from all that drama that I told you about, but I'm with 2 people, and they both have a good cell signal. Hey everyone, I'm home now, and I can tell you how everything ended. And if you see a dent in my nose, well, I'll explain that too. So we left Ban Rak Thai, and we drove the 6 miles. I wish it was 6 miles. The 6 hours back. We did make a pit stop at a national park, and it was for a fish cave. You can imagine what was there: a fish and some caves. So we went there and strolled around and looked to see what the fish cave was. The 2 people I was riding with wanted to see the fish cave. So we went there, and it was a beautiful place. The entrance fee on those kind of things kind of gets on my nerves. I'll let you see what the prices were. So if you are a monk or a priest, it's free. Child 10 baht, child over 14, 20, adult 20, over 60 free. If you're a foreigner and a child, it's free. Between 3 and 14, it's 50 baht instead of 10 baht. And instead of 20 baht, it's 100 baht if you are a foreigner. So after that, we dropped off one of our passengers and we continued to Boon Chu's house. And once we finally arrived at his house, we had good weather, fairly good weather. I mean, it looked like it was going to storm at any second, but it never did. And as soon as we pulled up to Boon Chu's house, the heavens gave up the rain. It was just absolutely pouring, so it was perfect timing. Now the next morning, still have my phone. The next morning I woke up and was able to talk at a church, and I got to enjoy speaking at a cut-in Christian church. That was pretty cool. After that, I got back on my dirt bike heading home, but first I had to pick up the phone. The guy did get the phone, or the guy did bring it back to the owner of that gas station, who is a friend of Boon Chu. So now I just had to ride out there and get it. Sounds simple. And anyway, I took this dirt road that I have to get out of Boon Chu's house with. It's like, I don't know, a couple of miles, about 3 or 4 kilometers, something like that, through these terrible roads. So I ended up wrecking twice. I landed on my left side one time, my right side the other, smashed my face in, which pushed the goggles into my nose, and now I seem to have this permanent indention. Not really, it'll hopefully work its way out eventually. Not to mention the mask is a little tight. So wrecked that twice, and when I wrecked it the second time, the shifter where you shift down and up, it bent in, so I couldn't shift it anymore. And the tire went flat. So I had to drive a front flat tire, and really not being able to shift except like first gear, and if I really fought it I could get to the next gear, but it was just bent up and almost unusable. So I finally got to the gas station where they did meet me, and lots of good things happened. I got my phone back, and it was in lockdown mode because I had set it in lockdown mode from my computer when it was first lost. So I couldn't use it because to get it out of that mode, you're going to need a computer or something else to get in there. You just can't log back into your phone. I'll tell you the worst part about that in a little bit. So luckily, right behind the gas station, the guy was able to bang out the shifter so I could actually ride the motorcycle home, a little more air in the tire. So I was able to ride all the way back home. And once I got the phone home, I realized that and even looking on the internet trying to figure this out, the only way I can get into this phone, because of the mode that it's in, is to erase all my files and start over again. So now I am reloading everything, contacts, apps, you name it, it's like a brand new iPhone, into my phone. So it was not a great process, but everything worked out. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, because you can find out about the stupid things that happened to me and my wife. And anyway, we'll bring you all the news and events we can from Chiang Mai and around the area. And thank you for watching. We'd like to end our videos by saying Kap Kun Kap.